Alright guys, so we got the tires all power washed up. So now I got the car jacked up. I'm going to take the wheels off to do the letters. It's a lot easier when you got the tire laid out flat and trying to line up your letters with the tire still in the car. So I'm going to go ahead and take the tire off and I'll be back. Okay, so here's the tire sticker kit. Tredwear. These are the best tire stickers out there, guys. I put them on my other Charger and they're pretty awesome. I have no complaints. Okay, so now I need to decide where I want to put my letters. So I think I want to leave the extreme contact and then the continental letters showing if I can. So I'm going to be putting my stickers right in this area on both sides. So it's this little continental will be covered up here. And before we apply any letters, these tires need to be cleaned up really good with acetone and a rag. But before we do that, if your tire's got any raised letters or numbers on it, like these small numbers here are raised, and then we've got some letters and numbers over here that are raised. The Sport here is engraved. All these letters here are engraved. So the raised letters and numbers need to be grinded off. You want them grinded down flush with the tire, or your tire stickers are going to peel. They will not stay on. Eventually they'll start peeling off. Okay, so this is roughly how they're going to go on. Right in between the extreme contact and the continental lettering on the tire. Alright, so we're already here. I brought the tire outside the garage because there's gonna be rubber flying everywhere, and I'd rather have rubber all over the ground outside than inside the garage. So here's the grinder I'm gonna be using. Doesn't have to be this specific type of grinder, but this is what I got. But what you do want to make sure is that your grinding wheel, see that's a kind of a thick one. You don't want to go, if you go too thin with your grinding wheel, you're going to cut into your tire. So you want to get a wheel that's got some thickness to it so it doesn't try to cut into your tire. Alright, so I'm going to grind off the raised lettering right here and show you what it looks like once it's all ground down. Alright. So, you see that there? Nice and flush. All the raised lettering's gone. So that's what we're going to continue to do until all this raised lettering is ground off and we got a flush tire. Okay, so I've got all the raised lettering grinded off. Both sides of the tire where the letters are going to go. So once that's done is when this piece of sandpaper that the kit comes with comes into play. What we want to do is the section where your letters are going to be, you want to go over it with this sandpaper. You want to just scuff it, and that'll be a rougher surface for your tire letters to stick to. And they will stick much better than on a flat surface or a perfectly smooth surface. So basically just sand away. And all we're doing is just scuffing the surface. We've already got our raised lettering grinded off, so we're just scuffing the surface. And we're going to continue to do this all the way to where our letters are going to end. Alright, so now I got the surface of the tires all scuffed up with the sandpaper. So now we have some fine rubber dust all over the tire. So we need to get rid of that. So I got an air hose here, and you want to spray all that loose rubber that's on the tire off. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray the whole tire down, get rid of all the rubber dust, and I'll get back to you. All right, so we got the tire washed. Come over here, Sophie. Oh, these two right here decide that I need to take a little break. Yep, yeah, be good. Get along. All right. So now what we're gonna do is wipe the tire down with acetone. And that's gonna get all the oil off the surface of the tire, so our glue will adhere the letters to the rubber. So this is acetone I got here. You wanna make sure you have a thick pair of rubber gloves and some towels. These are just regular cheap terry towels. They work great. Okay, so I totally soaked this rag with acetone. So what you're gonna do is just wipe. And look at all that oil. So what you want to do is you want to continue this process of wiping the tire with the acetone until there's hardly any black coming off onto the towel. I've been wiping this tire down for about 2 minutes now. It's getting pretty light. And when you get to this point where it's about that light or lighter, you're good to go. Okay, I'm done wiping down the tire with acetone. Right now we have little hairs all over it from the towel. So what I'm going to do is hit it with the air hose one more time and get all the towel fibers off. Okay, so we have the tire all prepped and ready to go. So now what we want to do before we even think about gluing the letters on is just like we did with the tire with this sandpaper. You want to scuff up the back side of each letter. Then after you're done scuffing them up, you want to wipe each letter off with the acetone rag just like we did with the tire. And this is what I got off just one set of letters. So that's a pretty crucial part of this too, is getting all that junk off the back of the letters, and they'll stick that much better. So once we wipe the letters down with the acetone, just like the tire, we got little fibers all over the back of the letters from the towel. So you're gonna wanna blow the letters off also with the air hose after you're done with wiping them down with the acetone rag. All right, the tire's prepped, the letters are prepped. I laid them back out the way I want, exactly how I want them going on. That way I just need to pull one at a time off, glue it. When I do tire stickers, I do one letter at a time. They come with a little strip that you can lay them out on and then glue them all on at one time. But if you want to get them exactly how you want them, you know, it's better to lay them out so you can see what it looks like. Put the paper over them when you're laying them down to glue them. You can't see where you're gluing them down at. So this is the best way to do it, in my opinion. So we're ready to start gluing. So I'll just go ahead. I'm going to start on the left side and I'm going to work my way to the right. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this H first and show you how I do the glue. So you don't need a ton of glue. If you get too much on, when you press it down onto the tire, it's going to ooze out the sides of the letter and it's going to look like shit, trust me. So just put a little dab on there. Don't need a whole lot to start with. So I put a little dab on there and just start working it to the outside of the letter. Put a dab on there and work it to the outside of the letter. That way it's kind of feathering out when you get to the edges, so when you put it on your tire and press down, it's not oozing out. Just keep putting down drops, small drops, and work them out toward the edge. Okay, so this one's ready to go on. And you want to try not to get this glue on your fingers because it's extremely sticky. All right. press down on it until you're absolutely sure that's where you want it. So that's looking pretty good right there. So I'm just going to tap around the letter until it's not sliding around. Then you can go ahead and start putting more pressure onto it. Just straight down pressure. You do that for a good 20 seconds and just to work that glue around. And you're good. So I'm going to go ahead and do this to repeat this whole process with all the tires, and I'll get back to you when I'm done.